You know, you walk into a massive sports bar, right? And there's 50 or maybe 100 TVs lining the walls.
Oh, yeah, and they're all perfectly synced up.
Exactly. It looks like magic, but it's really driven by this hidden labyrinth of like highly specialized hardware. Things like the Vitec AVPLY-R R9310 receiver.
Right.
So welcome to the deep dive. Today we're decoding a massive commercial catalog from HDTV Supply.
Yeah, we're really zooming in on that VTech receiver to understand the hidden infrastructure of modern video networks.
Okay, let's unpack this because looking at this product page, I mean, it's a dense wall of jargon. We need to translate it so you don't have to.
It really is a dense wall of text. The spec sheet for this specific VTech receiver lists HDAV, which is just standard HDMI, but then it also has legacy component and composite outputs.
Right, and it mentions something called an Audio Portal CAL, and it runs on PoE. Let's
Yeah,
stop at that Audio Portal thing. I mean, that sounds like a sci-fi movie.
it does sound complex, but it's surprisingly grounded. It's actually simply the software license that lets the bartender tap a tablet to, pick which game plays on which screen.
Oh, so it's just the control interface.
Exactly. And those older component and composite outputs, they act as a crucial failsafe. Like, if the shiny new digital network hiccups, they can still push an analog signal to keep the screens alive.
Ah, okay, that makes perfect sense. So when I look at this receiver sitting at the end of the line, I'm picturing a highly specialized digital traffic cop.
A traffic cop.
Yeah, like it's just waving complex network data through and perfectly translating it into a flawless high-def image on the screen.
Well, half right. It handles traffic, sure, but a traffic cop just points cars in a direction. This receiver is more of a bilingual dispatcher.
A bilingual dispatcher, I like that.
Yeah, it takes the chaotic high-speed language of internet data and actively translates it into the HDMI visual language that a TV can actually understand. And what's fascinating here is how it gets its power.
Right, you mentioned PoE earlier, power over Ethernet. That's where the internet cable is also the power cord, right?
Exactly.
But mechanically, how does that even work without, I don't know, short-circuiting the data?
It comes down to the physical cable itself. Standard Ethernet cables actually have multiple pairs of copper wire tucked inside them.
Ah, okay.
So PoE works by sending the high-speed data down one pair of wires and the electrical current down a completely separate parallel pair. They literally never cross streams.
That is incredibly efficient. And I guess you'd need that efficiency because if you had to install standard electrical outlets behind 100 different screens in a stadium, your labor and electrical costs would just explode.
Oh, absolutely. PoE is this silent hero of scale here. But a bilingual dispatcher is only useful if there's a massive highway system to manage.
Right, and looking at the sheer scale of the HDTV supply ecosystem, it's definitely a mega highway. I mean, we're talking about their Wolfpack matrix systems that route video to up to 160 TVs at the exact same time.
Yeah, plus they have those 4K and 8K video wall processors built just for these giant venues.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Getting the tech to work on paper is one thing, but installing and troubleshooting a 160-screen matrix has to be an absolute nightmare. My home Wi-Fi drops and I want to cry.
It is incredibly high stakes, yeah. If a venue loses its video feed during a playoff game, they're losing money and customers by the second.
That's a lot of pressure.
It really is. And you can see that immense pressure play out when you look at the company's customer reviews. I mean, they have over 10,000 positive reviews.
Right, like Samuel S. calling them the best with 2 exclamation points. And Hopkins praising how quick they are to fix complex 4K and 1080p resolution drops.
True, but the reality of enterprise-level tech support is often much messier than a 5-star rating implies.
Yeah.
Take another reviewer, John M.
What did he say?
He noted that the staff was less than friendly, but answered my question.
Less than friendly. Ouch. But I guess they still got the job done.
They did, yeah. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, in high-stakes commercial AV, precise technical accuracy infinitely outweighs a cheerful demeanor.
That makes sense. You don't need the tech support agent to ask about your day.
Exactly. You need them to instantly diagnose why your massive matrix switch is dropping a signal. Brunt, fast accuracy wins over a smile when thousands of dollars are on the line.
So what does this all mean? We started with a single, unassuming box, the Vitec receiver, translating data into video powered by a single, clever Ethernet cable.
Right.
And we followed it out to these massive 160-screen matrices supported by unapologetically blunt engineers. It's an entire invisible world running parallel to our own.
Yeah, it's a world built entirely on raw precision and efficiency, just working furiously behind the scenes to keep the illusion of simplicity alive for you, the viewer.
Which brings us back to that wall of TVs. The next time you walk into a sprawling sports bar and see dozens of screens flawlessly synced, you'll know exactly what's happening behind the drywall.
A whole lot of cables and grumpy engineers.
Exactly. But it makes you wonder. As these commercial networks continue to scale up in complexity, moving toward AI-managed routing, how long will it be until that grumpy, fast-acting tech support engineer is entirely replaced by a self-healing network that fixes the glitch before a human even realizes it happened?